Hello everyone, this is Mehak Upadhyay, a legal internet lexicon company. Today's topic of discussion is the discussion of a case. Case name is Kartar Singh versus Harvansh Kaur 1994 case it is. The legal provisions involved in this case is Section 6 and Section 43 of the Transfer of Property Act that I have discussed already in my previous video. So let's start with the facts. But before starting it, I'll just give you an overview what is in Section 6 and Section 43. Section 6 says that all properties can be transferred, or all type of transfers are valid provided it does not fall within those 9 clauses that has been mentioned in Section 6. And further, Section 43 gives right to the transferee that if he has been defrauded by the transferor by way of misrepresenting it to be a competent party for transferring the deed, for executing the deed, then he do have a right either to on when the transferor do become the competent party or do have acquired the right in the property in question, then it is for the transferee to decide whether he wants to continue with the deed executed and then he may claim for the possession of the property, or he could set aside the deed by asking for the invalidation of the same. It is what written in Section 43. So in both the cases, the main thing is both sections talk about the incompetency of the transferor. Let's start with the facts. The facts of this case are very simple. There was a mother with a minor. His son was a minor, so she has executed the property containing her share as well as the share of the minor in the favor of the transferee. Here the transferee is Kartar Singh. No, here the transferee is Kartar Singh and the son name was Kulwant Singh. So what happened is, the Harvansh Kaur executed 2 sales deeds. One was her personal shares, which she was liable to execute it. The other share was the share of her minor child, that Kulwant Singh share, and she categorically mentioned in the contract papers or in the deed papers that she is acting as a guardian of the minor, and she has the right to execute this deed. But after, when this Kulwant Singh attains the majority, he claimed for invalidation of the deed on the ground that a mother or a guardian of a minor is not competent to execute the deed of his share with the own, except in cases where it is for the welfare and necessity of the child, and in the present case there was no such necessity, so the deed needs to be declared void. But even on the basis of this contention of Kulwant Singh, the trial court do release a decree and asked Harvansh Kaur for a status quo, to maintain the status quo of the property. But during this period, the Kulwant Singh died, and the property so claimed, or his share of the property, was transferred to the Harvansh Kaur. So now she has become the real owner of the property in question. Soon after this, when the property rights were transferred in favor of Harvansh Kaur, this Kartar Singh filed for his claim on the property in question under the shade of Section 43. What Section 43 says, I've already discussed that if the transferee has been defrauded by the transferor, or by some erroneous transfer in the deed, the transferee the transferee has been misrepresented. Then as soon as the transferor got the right in that property, the transferee either can claim the right for possession in the property, or can file the suit for invalidation of the deed. So here Kartar Singh asked for the for his claim in the property by way for acquiring the possession. But what court said? So the legal issue in the question was whether the claim of the Kartar Singh could persist. So Supreme Court said the claim of Kartar Singh do not persist, do not exist. The reason he given: first, first, there was not the mother was not had made an erroneous representation. They accepted that yes, the mother too made have an erroneous representation. She was in misconception that yes, she can execute the deed of a child's property. But under guardianship law, it is a well established provision that a guardian can only execute or sell the property of a minor only in the case of necessity, or where the property has been sold for the benefit of the estate. Otherwise, in any other condition, the deed would be declared as void. Then they come to the section 43. Section 43 made it very clear that it would only applicable in the cases where transferee was not aware of any such misrepresentation, either deliberately or either erroneous, but he needs not to have knowledge of the fact that the transferor is not competent or do not have any right to execute this deed. Then they came to the terms of the paper where the mother had clearly mentioned that she is acting as a guardian of the minor. So what Supreme Court observed, that any prudent person after reading that clause would have tried to search or try to make inquiry that why she is executing the deed of a minor child. What are the conditions? Behind it, or what is the need of doing it? He failed to do it in his part. So what a reasonable person could have done, he had negligently failed to do it. So section 43 do not comes into play when the transferor either by his own negligence or had clear knowledge of the fact the transferor is not competent to execute the deed. Further, if the whole transaction was declared as void with respect to Guardianship Act, because mother was not competent to alienate the property of the son, since the whole transaction was considered as void, so declaring it as a valid contract comes in. Such questions would not come into play. So the court clearly refused to grant any relief to the Kartar Singh, and the case was dismissed. Hope this was all about the Kartar Singh versus Harbans Kaur. Hope you like this video. Do like and share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.